did I just witness?
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Forgotten Circus. I know it's been a minute. I had some stuff going on, but it's all good. So I'm going to be doing my Zack Snyder's spoiler review of Rebel Moon, Netflix's Rebel Moon. This was pitched as a Star Wars movie, and it's a terrible movie.
It's terrible. It's just terrible.
It was actually it's a very terrible movie, and I don't know who wrote the script if it was a 3-year-old child, but it is absolutely terrible. Very disappointed. And I must say that Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, you dodged a bullet on this one. I'm pretty sure when they read the script on this, Kathleen Kennedy and them over at Lucasfilm, when they read the script, and they were probably like, "Yeah, Zach, oh yeah, it sounds cool. Yeah, we'll get back to you." It's like, "Oh, you can keep a copy of that script, you know." And as soon as he walked out, she probably looked at her assistant like, "Shred that, please." And that's bad when Star Wars turning it down right now because they need everything. But let's get into this tragedy mess of a movie. Okay, so basically it's kind of Star Wars theme mixed with like Ice Pirates, and if you ever seen Ice Pirates, and kind of reminds me of the movie Serenity a little bit. He basically stole everything from every science fiction movie that was ever created and spin it his own way. And I'm a Zack Snyder fan, but enough is enough, Zack. We need a different direction. You got to change your stuff up. Same pattern, same stuff. And we're going to go over it. So it starts with old she's on a farm. The main character, the main antagonist, the character, her name's, well, the Legend of Korra. Gosh, come up with some names here, man. Like, so Korra, she's out there just in a field, and there's like this bull/horse thing that she's using, and then I'm gonna start calling him Cuck Han Solo. So he was in Game of Thrones. There's two people in Game of Thrones, right? So she's in the field doing it, and he comes up because she's messing with this other dude. It's totally irrelevant, this whole situation. So Cuck Han Solo, boom, boom. They're sitting there meeting. They see the ship come, the Empire, which is led by Belarus or whatever. I guess he's the Emperor Belarus now. It was like a general and a senator, and it's bite off of Star Wars. But anyway, so they come, they see it, and then they have their little town rally of like 40 people, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna give them what they want." And then she's like, "No, don't give it to them because they'll take everything." Great script, great dialogue. All right, so then finally, the best person in the movie is the bad guy, and he's not even the best. And it's old boy Francis. I'm just gonna call him Francis. And if you know Francis, but anyway, so he comes and he's the admiral, and he's talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, we need supplies for our troops and everything." And they're like, "Oh, the land isn't fertile and everything." And he's looking around. This was the most intelligent thing. He's like, that's funny because it looks like there's a lot of growth over there on the mountains and this." And the guy's trying to play it off like, "Yeah, but we know the area. We can only farm in this area." So we're going through this whole garden class, which I appreciate. I like gardening, but kind of pointless conversation. Okay. So then they go have some ale in the pub, and he glances at her, right? And here's my thing though. So she was part of the Empire. She's actually Belarus's daughter that he basically kidnapped. So they did like the Thanos thing. Dude, this dude stole everything for this movie. Thanos. So she's basically Gamora. Oh, yo, I should start calling the Legend of Korra or Gamora. All right, so Gamora, basically, like Belarus has been searching for her, I guess, and then he kind of Francis kind of looks at her like real quick, and then it's like, okay, even though she's probably one of the most wanted people in all of their galaxy, you know. I mean, all she did was grow her hair a little long. Wears a little hoodie. Look. Can you still see who I am? Yeah. But anyway, so he's talking about that, and he's like, yeah, well, I don't believe you. Whatever. So he's asking real like fishing questions, which I really like that part. I liked him in it, freaking Francis. But so come to find out the village elder, he's like, nah, nah, nah. And then he asks old Cuck Han Solo, he's like, hey, what somebody gonna tell me the truth here? And he kind of tells him like, yeah, we do have surplus. So he's like, okay. So he makes him get on his knees and like, I need to tell you about basically snitches and what we do with snitches in the Empire. So instead of killing Cuck Han Solo, he kills the elder. So the elder's out. Boom. All right. So he's like, how long is it gonna take for me to get my harvest? They're like 9 weeks. He's like, bet. So I'm gonna go. So he goes, gets back on the ship, and he leaves a team of soldiers, which are complete douchebags. They really didn't work in the movie. And why are they dressed like Groot? They look like damn rock lords. And apparently the armor is not bulletproof. So why are you wearing that thing? It just looked like they look like damn turtles in a half shell. It was stupid armor, and they had this little visor that went over that.
I can see you. Okay, I can see you.
I don't know. But anyway, that's Zack Snyder. So now they're sitting there trying to do this and she's like, no, I'm going to recruit a team. We're going to fight. Old Gamora slash Legend of Korra. So then they go and she's going to recruit some people. So she's like, who's going to go with me? And of course, old Cuck Han Solo's like, I'll go with you. I love you. I just can't tell you yet. We look at each other all the time, and words are never said how we feel about each other. But anyway, so he goes with, and they start recruiting people. So she's looking for General Titus, which is Demon Hans, to give us free. And he's on some other planet somewhere, so she's trying to find out what planet. And then, so she's in a bar. The bounty hunters are taking somebody out. They catch somebody, and he was like, "That's the person that was going to show us where the blood axes are." Which they're going to recruit because remember they're getting the A team up, man. They're building the Avengers.
A team? I'm the A team.
All the 15 greatest warriors in the galaxy to fight an empire of probably billions. Okay, but anyway, so going to this bar, stuff happens. One of the bounty hunters, they try to do something to her, and she, then comes the good old slow motion. Zack Snyder's slow fast motion. That dude would do slow fast motion. I don't even know what it's called. I'm gonna call it slow fast motion. He would do that in a love story. He'd be like, Jane, I love you. And then a fast kiss, and then a hug. Like, come on, dude. Some of those fight scenes would have been better if you just left it in regular speed, dude. Stop doing it. It was cool 300. It was cool a lot of movies, but it's cliche with you now. You do it all the time, and it's getting old. People don't like that anymore. And I did like how he toned down on the oversaturation and the darkness of the movie a little bit. You were kind of able to see stuff. Good job on that, anyway, Zack Snyder. But okay, so we go through that. So she gets into a little spat. And then she picks up, so this dude saves her from another bounty hunter. He kills this bounty hunter. And she's like, what's up? And then they're talking. He's like, the name's Kai.
Their name is Kai.
And it's okay. I'll go with you. Yeah, shit. Anything's better than here. Sounds fishing to me. So they get on his little ship. And they're going around, so they're going to recruit these people, so they know people they're going to get. So first they get General Titus? Whenever they go get General Titus, he's drunk. That's Demon Hansu. He's drunk, man. He looks fucking huge. I'm like, damn, this dude stays fit. Oh, Papa Midnight stays fit, boy. And he has very minimal lines, and he's probably the most accomplished actor in the whole movie. But anyway. So they get him and they get him all cleaned up and washed up, which was a weird scene when the alien thing, like he did more with the actual prosthetics and the makeup than he did with his script. I'm pretty sure the script was written by AI. No human being talks like they were talking in this movie when they write a script. And I've seen a lot of sci-fi. A lot of stuff just didn't make sense what people were saying, you know? It was kind of like programmed, like, dude, are they reading off a teleprompter while they're doing this? So they get him, and now they got to find the Asian girl with I forget her name. So she was in Cloud Atlas. She's a phenomenal actress, actually. I loved her in Sense8. I always forget her name. She's a great martial artist too, great action star. So they're going to get her, and she's got a special talent, but she wears this stupid hat, this Pilgrim / Salem witch trials hat. It does not work for me. How does that even sit on the head? It's like this big point. It's a dumb hat. Like maybe that's the style from where she's from, and that's like Gucci or Prada, but it just didn't work for me. I think it was a stupid. I liked it when she had it off and she just had her little wrap on. I liked that. But when the hat just wasn't where it just, she looked like a damn pilgrim, man. It's absolutely insane. She come on to Santa Maria, like what the hell? So she's fixing a problem in her village where they're at this mining colony, and they call her in. I think she just runs around like planets and does like bounties. So notice everybody's joining, no problem. Nobody's asking questions like, "You going to fight the Empire?" I'm down. If I'm fighting somebody that big, we gotta have a plan, and it better be good. You know, better than the script. So she's fighting this spider, arachnid, half human thing, and she supposedly this thing has been taking people's children because the poisonous gases that they've been on her planet. They were there first, other indigenous people, and she's trying to explain it to her. And that part I did kind of like. This part I did like, and the slow motion actually did work. This is probably the best fight scene in the movie, is with Pilgrim Hat, and I don't know, I don't even know what the arachnid. So the child falls down, right? Throws the child, she cuts off the arm, and then Pilgrim Hat is fighting her and gets the upper hand, and then Cuck Han Solo, to impress his girl, runs out and gets the child and grabs her. Like there was no need for that. Like the child could have literally got up and walked right to you. She was only like 5 feet away. And the arachnid spider woman, Madam Web, was fighting with friggin' Pilgrim Hat. She wasn't worried about y'all. So they kill that, and then old Legend of Korra tells Pilgrim Hat, do you want to join our cause? She's like, yeah, no problem. Everybody's like, yeah, no problem in this. Nobody asks questions. All right, so they're going to go find the next one. Oh, and you know what? I forgot about the robot because it's so short. Robot is played by Anthony Hopkins. Okay. And I like the narration in the beginning. It's amazing. I like him as the robot. The robot was cool, but the robot is a bitch. He runs. He's a runner. And he's supposed to have fought in the war. And he said they all stopped fighting when the king died because Bellaris killed the king. That actually, Legend of Korra was the personal bodyguard because Bellaris, her dad, basically adopted dad, old Thanos, got her into the military and everything, worked her way up, and he was one of the head generals, so he kind of shooed her in to be the personal bodyguard of the life giver, which when they showed that, which was the actual king's daughter, so he's dead. Bellaris, her dad, Korra's dad, killed. See how much freaking confusion this is? I had to go all the way back, and then I got to jump back. This is how this movie is all over the place. It seems like literally it's just out of place. The movie's out of place. Scenes are out of place. It's all over the place, right? So she was the life giver, and supposedly she was named after somebody years ago that had the special power. So I guess this is their version of the Force that they can use. But she was killed by Bellaris people too, and all that. So that was a waste of storyline. Why did you even tell us about that? You should have just said married the king or murdered the king and his daughter. And his daughter could have been special. You didn't have to show us that because it just gave you hope to, like, I don't know, maybe she come back. But anyway, so let's speed back up. And the robot, he just runs off, and it's like, Anthony Hopkins, Oh, the other most established person in the film has the least amount of screen time, least amount of talk time, which is trash. Okay, so that goes. Then you get to the point. So now they're going to look for the Blood Axe, or no, they're looking for Hawkman. Yeah. So Hawkman, they go pick up Hawkman. Oh, actually, Hawkman was there first, huh? Before they picked up uh, the Pilgrim hat. So let me tell you about Hawkman. So Hawkman is an indigenous person. He comes out to find out he's a prince. This dude never wears a shirt, and it seems like he wears Vaseline throughout the whole movie. That dude must have been hot as hell filming this movie because he wears like this little shawl, and he's just glossy, super glossy, and the hair is greasy, and it's just dude looks like every time he walks around they just spray him with a hose so he's always wet. So you can see all the muscles and everything. Never has a shirt on. He's kind of pointless too. So he tames friggin' this winged beast hawk or whatever. And I was like, what is this world? Did you take this from Warcraft movie too? Because it looks exactly like the same thing he wrote on, and you just change it black. So he tames that and he goes with them. So he's going, and then I got to speed this up because it's getting a little too long. So then they go to they're going to get the Blood Axe. The Blood Axe. Right. So but it's the Blood Axe's brother and sister, and they're leading like this other resistance that's fighting against the Empire separate from everybody else. And they have like a bigger army, but when you get there, they have about 100 people. But anyway, okay. So that's not an army. It's more or less a group. It's not an army. So talking on this big game, they're like Blood Axe, and then when you see him, I was picturing Blood Axe to be he's just got this gun and that's it. So when they say Blood, now he did have the face paint and it's played by what's his Ray Fisher or whatever, former Cyborg. I don't know why he had to emphasize the extra deep voice, like we are the Blood Axes.
It's a trick. Get an axe.
We'll fight the Empire. I Tarzan, you Jade. I talk like this, real deep. And I'm like, why are you emphasizing the deep voice, dude? It's not where you already have a deep voice. Just use your natural one. I didn't get it. And I'm expecting this dude to have some like Final Fantasy friggin' sized axe, just swinging like Sauron in the beginning of friggin' Lord of the Rings, just knocking out whole armies. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. He just had a gun. All right, so they get on the ship. So he's like, yeah, I'll go. So he's leaving his whole little group behind and his sister because he's going for this cause that they just told him about. We're going to fight the Empire. Oh, cool. Sounds good to me. Hey, guys, I'll be back. I just got to leave you from our cause that we've been doing the whole time, and they just came on board. And, it seems like they got a better idea. I don't know what it is yet or how we're going to do this, but, yeah, I'm going to go with them. Sorry, sis. So he gets in a plane, and then they go. So yeah, now they're doing this thing where they're going to get they're getting some cargo and some supplies so they can start building up more and try to recruit more troops. And so they're on this planet, which is there's a ground on this planet, but everything's in the sky. And the ground seems fine. It seems like beachfront property to me. So instead of having it in the sky, maybe we should put it on the ground. I don't know why it has to be floating. Because it looked like there was plenty of land down there. Yeah. Pretty sure you can move further out. So this is like a docking station where you get supplies. So come to find out, old Kai, the cable guy, is actually a traitor. So here he comes, Francis. So they're behind this rock, and they get attacked, they get ambushed.
It's a trap.
And they Then the fight ensues a little bit, but they get ambushed because they have like these spider things that no matter what, you can't stop them. They can just clamp onto you, and then they can put this little spike in the back of the head, so then they can read your brain if you die or not. All right, so they can pull all the chemicals out of your brain and see all your memories and see where you're going and see everything. So that was okay, I guess. So these spider things get all of our heroes, all of them except for Cuck Han Solo. And they're sitting there like, so they got them all up, and he's naming all the names of the people. One's a prince, one's the greatest swordsman, one's general, And then one was the former, basically personal guard of the old king, which is Legend of Korra, Gamora. So they do that. They get them with these spider things, which I realized that was the Empire. I wouldn't even have troops. I would just create billions of those things and just drop them off on planets and have them just bring people back to me. I don't. Maybe. I mean, if you're going to get totally wild, might as well get totally wild because this is a trash. It's a dumpster fire of a movie. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Damn, this one's going long. But so they want him to kill his the one that's cucking him, basically the tease to him. So he goes to put the spike in, and France is like, "Do it." So, or no, Kai, the cable guy, is the one that betrayed him. Right? He set him up, and he said, "I don't want to be on the wrong side of history," which understandable. I get it. He's trying to get paid, so he's the traitor. So that's played by Charlie Hunnam, old Jax. So he's trying to make Kakan Solo kill Korra. Well, basically kill her so he can get into her mind, because obviously they can, spoiler alert, they can revive him, apparently, if they have that in there, and all the plugs that he stole from the effing Matrix. Sorry about my language. The Matrix. He stole that whole scene when Francis is in the tube and they're trying to get his memories, because he gets beat here. So so they get out, and then Blood Axe makes this friggin' so they're getting shot up by this big cannon, this big bomber cannon on the ship. So they're all fighting, doing their thing. They're kind of getting the upper hand a little bit, but then they bring that out, and Blood Axe friggin' is like, "This is my hero moment. My hero moment." So he's like running, like doom, doom, and then we're going with the slow motion, because this whole scene's taking friggin' 30 minutes long because of the slow motion, and he's running and running, and he gets up to the little crane thing, which is perfectly placed by where he's got to kill the guy in the cockpit, and he jumps with the spear, all heroic. I'm talking about this dude was looking like Matthew McConaughey from Reign of Fire, how far he jumped. This dude needs to do the Olympic long jump. And he goes with the big spear and he stabs it through the glass and misses. Dude shoots him like 3 times. He's still able to stab old boy, and then he dies and hits the what am I saying, joystick? You know what I mean? The steering column thing, right? Hits that and it crashes into the ground. Everything starts falling. And then all the Empire's troops are trying to go back and try and get on the ship. And then Francis is still like the only one there. So here comes the legendary battle, which was absolutely terrible. So he has his staff that he swings. I don't understand why he's got some wooden staff. He doesn't have like a sword that pulls out of it. Nothing cool, you know. So they're sitting there battling, you know. He's getting the upper hand, and then she's getting the upper hand, and she finally gets him, and then stabs him, supposedly kills him, knocks him off. Now they're fighting on a floating platform, which can be pulled back to the dock by 2 people. A huge platform. Yeah, but you can pull it back by a rope and get it. So she gets off, and then they're talking about, yeah, we got to go and go to our planet. So they get off of there. I don't know how, but they get off of there and they go back to their home planet. So they got some elite soldiers now, and they're going to start training the other soldiers for part 2.
How many soldiers?
100, maybe.
See how this sounds really terrible? How I'm telling you is how the movie like really is. So at the end, it's not an end credit scene. So they end with them and they're like, "We're home." And he's like, "That sounds good." So then they are, just chilling with, old Francis, for some odd reason, fell, I don't know, maybe about 600 feet. Body's perfectly intact. He's just dead. So they just tap into him. This is where they do the stolen Matrix thing. Put him in a little bubble thing. He's got all the tubes in him, and then they're like, send him. So they send him subconsciously to Belarus, which is the emperor now. And he's warning him. He's like, yeah, you failed this time. Don't fail me again. And he keeps like tapping this thing. So I guess it's like kind of some dream state world. So basically, Neo went to go see the architect.
I'm the architect.
That's exactly what that scene is. Another stolen scene. Another stolen idea. So he's telling him, you better get it done. So then he comes back. They wake him back up so he's alive. So the bad guy, Francis, is alive. And that's how it ends.
Where you at, Francis?
But you know what? That's my that's all I got to say. That's my spoiler review. It's a mess of a movie. It's a slow motion snooze fest for real. I felt myself drifting off plenty of times because none of the stuff made any sense to me. And I think you should watch it. Watch it so you can see how much chaos it is and just laugh. But anyway, thank you for watching. This one was a little long. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe, and donate to my Patreon down there. All it takes is one little click to subscribe. I want everyone to be part of this channel, and I mean everyone.